Okay, hello. My name is Entrusted. I also have a friend here with me, Baby Clav. He helps with the projects. I'll let him introduce himself.
Hello, I'm Baby Clev, and what I basically do, I do game level scene design. I didn't design the scene that you're seeing right now, but I just work on the scenes in general.
He
So
wor- he
usually,
helps with the main scene. This isn't our main scene. This is just
yeah, I
little
don't really
testing
do
it up.
anything in terms of scripting. Uh, Usually leave it to interested. If the game does get big enough, like to a degree where we would add a campaign, I would probably work on a story and lore, and that's it.
Uh, okay, and I am of course Entrusted. I work on the back end and stuff like that. I set up this little scene. He didn't really help with this because wasn't much help to do, but he did do some stuff here and there. Um, I'm just gonna get straight to the point. I'll explain the back end and what I planned for the future of this at the end of the video. But for now, the goal is everything is like physics, locomotion, grabbing, all that stuff. We don't have the physics rig, so if I push down on this, it won't push me up. Also, I have controller drift. It's kind of annoying. So I'll explain the back end and stuff like that at the end, and let's get into it. I have a few weighted cubes here. This one's 16, 32, and 48 kilograms. I can grab. I made the triggers on the hands way too big, so if I for example, grab this. Actually, I won't grab that one quite yet. I want to grab this one. Of course, collides with everything. And this one. The hand is a little jittery, but doesn't really affect grabbing it. It's just a little aesthetic thing that's kind of annoying. This one's 32 kilograms. They all work fairly well. Just that the jittery hand when you grab it is a little off-putting, but okay. Let's see. Okay. Those are the cubes, of course. Your hands obviously collide with everything. Here, I have a joint. This works with a config joint. All the motion is limited. It has angular limits. It just swings around, stuff like that. Of course, just like I said, just works with the config joint. I have a ragdoll over here. Default Final AK guy. My main project, I'm using Final AK for full body, but I can grab him, of course. Pull him around. Wait, don't fall off the map. Okay, good. Grab him. Come back. I'm gonna need you for later. Or I might need him for later. Over here, I have a small little tower of cubes type thing, just to test. This will explode when I grab it. Luckily it didn't, but it does usually. Like I said, triggers. The trigger on the hand is very big, so I could try and grab this thing right here, but it'll grab that thing. That's a super easy fix, but I have it on just for convenience. For the next build, for my testers, I'll probably disable that. But at the moment, like I said, it's my main scene, demo scene. But I could grab this. I'll go around. And my main scene, I use this type of stuff to test. Grab triggers, stuff like that. But over here, I have the seesaw. So the way that works, I'll explain quickly. 32 kilogram cube right here. I can grab it, put it on the other side. Overpower the seesaw, of course. Actually, I want to quickly grab the cube. Please don't lose tracking. Okay, good. I was very lucky. I could grab the 16 kilogram cube. Everything is obviously has simulated weight, as you saw in the beginning. Now, those stack on top of each other. Now, since that one's 32 kilograms, that one's 16. That's 48 kilograms. But this one, 64 kilograms. If I put it on the other side of the seesaw, hand's a bit jittery because it's very heavy. It'll overpower it because it's, of course, heavier. Now, I'm going to need these cubes for an example in a second, so I'll bring it back to our little table. Over here, let's grab the... Oh, okay, this might be a little tricky. I don't want to fall off the map. Okay. Put it over here. Okay, and now the last one is the 32 kilogram cube. Okay. Okay. Over here. So, controller drift. So, now, I'll just show the patch notes. Build 1.2, of course, which I released today for testers. We'll try and get a tester build on the main scene out very quickly because, like I said, the demo scene, the main scene has a lot more stuff, and I want to fix everything in there to release it to testers, see what they think about that. Patch notes added to added support, fixed grab triggers for grabbing stuff. Okay, just added some for the right hand. I forget where the right hand is. Oh yeah, it's in the locosphere, I think. Go down here to yeah. I could just clip through my little locosphere. See it's down there. I don't have my right controller arming it, so I had to fix the grab trigger on that because it was the right controller was very outdated. I hadn't updated it in a while. The left hand was pretty updated though. Tester build question mark obviously because I released the tester build for the first time. Added Oculus and Vive bindings and fixed the right hand completely, so it should work exactly how it's meant to work. This was a real pain because I didn't know how to do it, but I did figure that out. So now, just want to explain how the back end works quickly. I have a script on the rig that loops through all the colliders and the children of the rig, so it ignores collisions between both your hands, your sphere, and any sort of IK you might have. I have the player script, obviously it works with Locosphere. If I want to go forward, and I can press my thumbstick forward, and it'll add a torque. So basically, but add torque does it just adds rotational value. It like shoots a force at the back. And there's a function in Unity called add force for that. It adds a force at the back, but that's positional. What add torque does is the exact same thing, but instead of shooting a force for positional value, it shoots like it shoots a force for rotational value. So it has an add torque at the back of the sphere, so it adds rotational value to push me forward. So it's an actual physics interaction. Grabbing just works with triggers. If I have my hand on here, it'll be set to a connected body, a rigid body variable I have. If I press grab, if I press the grip button, obviously, like I said, triggers are way too big, so it's going to grab the wrong thing. So I could go over here to explain it better. Then set to rigid body, to connected body, I could press grab to grab it, of course. Then if the trigger exits, it'll be set to null, so I can't grab it. But if I go inside, I can. Oh, control drift again. And now I can explain how locomotion. Actually, I already explained how locomotion works. Sorry. I can explain how the physics hands work. So this cube is your physics hand. It has a rigid body, the hand script that is grabbing and all that stuff, and it also has your collider, and your trigger collider for grabbing. That is jointed to your controller. Your controller is obviously your point of tracking. I put a config joint on that, made the rigid body kinematic, and I jointed the physics hand with the hand script and everything to the controller's kinematic config joint. And I messed around with I made the angular limits. I made the angular motion all limited. Messed around with, I made it all. I locked all the angular motion. I messed around with the drives, the X, Y, and Z drive, the spring, and so I just springed and dampened the controller, of course. So I have a smooth physics hand. That is a bit of it's a bit of a shortcoming with this method, but it looks kind of nice. So I just basically messed around with the springs and dampening of the controller to make it work well enough to have collision. For this to be smooth, because originally what it did is if you did that like over here, it would like spring back like it was a coil, but I got it smooth like that by dampening and stuff like that. But the feature for this project is basically expand on everything we have now, improve grabbing, of course. God damn. Add more stuff to our scene, and maybe release it on like itch or something like that. But thank you for watching this probably like 10-minute long video, and bye. Maybe clap.
Bye.
Peace.